They don't really make pork hot dogs, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do?
Hell, he just found out he's going to hell. He's so fucked, dude.
They do?
Is there heaven and hell
No.
No, don't worry about that.
in Judaism?
There seems to be mixed reports on that. Because I talked to my one
What does
rabbi.
the Torah say?
It's more like it's not really like heaven and hell. It's more like, do you get to see Grimace or do you not get to see Grimace? That's really all it really is.
And if you
And here we are.
if you die by Grimace's hand, you wake up at the center of a neutron star. Did you hear about that?
That's like Grimace Valhalla.
I can only imagine.
What my Christ will do.
Cool. Hey everybody, it's the hey everybody, it's the 9th annual Christmas episode. 2 years ago, Saint Gabriel came down from his ancient throne and gave Grimace a special rocking horse that he wears down the street every year when he hands out thumbtack pie to Mistress Gabe. Let's start over. So 10 years ago, Grimace was born.
And Grimace washed his feet
He washed his feet with cherry pie.
and became a virgin again.
He was born again and exalted. Hey everybody, welcome to the Grimace Half Hour Power Hour. Saint Gabriel came down 10 years ago this year.
Woo! Saint Gabriel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Oh, thank you, Gabriel.
Yes.
Hey, thanks, Gabe.
Oh, cool. Two big guests this week, Nick Cox and Nat Rogachevsky. And CatBird.
And CaseBird.
And CaseBird.
Guess who's which?
Guess which one's which this
Hold
time.
on.
Pretty.
Wait, hey, Casey.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Oh, no.
Check this
You've
out.
been praying.
Foiled again.
Check this out. Kat, take the hat off for a second.
Whoa.
Oh, where'd you go? What the fuck? Where'd you go?
Let's get a close in on Nat taking the glasses off.
I wear them for a
Wear
reason.
it.
And let's get a two take on me going. That's the reason for the season.
The comment section's going crazy.
The Discord server is fucking on fire. Well, it's that crazy time of year again. The Christmas episode.
Christmas for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day,
Christmas in Dixie.
Christmas Way.
It's snowing on Raton. Okay, so Christmas is here. Grimace has been all over the fucking place the past 6 months preparing for Christmas. He's been doing all kinds of lidocaine poisoning and sort of breath work. He's been working on all this cool, like, what do you call it? Like new age medicine in the foothills of the Himalayas.
He's doing that he opened like a diet camp where he just starves everybody.
Like an ashram.
Yeah. Maybe so. But
I think that's right, actually.
I don't know what that is.
Maybe it was a regular camp, but he's making everyone go on a hunger strike until they lower the rent.
It's like that woman who ran that camp in like London where everyone starved to death. But anyway, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. You know, people these days, everybody's talking about putting the Christ back in Christmas. Here's what Grimace sent me the other day. He sent me this beautiful letterhead mail, stamped like how Harry Potter does with the fucking damn wax. Yeah. So cool, so cute. And I hardly wanted to open it. It's so gorgeous. And I open it up. I don't have it with me. It turned to dust as soon as I touched it. But it was Grimace's top 5 Christmas sayings. So a lot of people are saying, keep the Christ in Christmas. Grimace go, boom. So that means, no thanks. I think I'll give you my top 5 instead. Number 1, if you bury me, you best bury me with that burner, because I'm going to rise 3 days later and I'm going to come up spraying. So, that's a cool one where Grimace is sort of like a Latin king or like a
mob boss.
Yeah, like a mob boss or like a Blood or a Crip or something. Yeah.
One way or another, he's affiliated.
Yeah. It's easy. And he definitely...
Freeway Rick type.
Oh, yeah. Freeway. Oh, I love Highway Rick.
I thought it was
Is
Freeway.
that Pickle Rick? Number 2.
What about Underpass Rick? That's my guy.
Damn. That's just a dude.
Oh, that guy, that homeless guy that lives under the highway.
Just a guy hanging out. Not a worry in the world. Number 2. So that's like basically like you could buy a kid.
Grimace said this, right?
Grimace said this.
Okay.
I would never say something like that. So I have no interest in any stuff like that. But Grimace, I guess, is experienced in like. Okay, so number 3. Number 3. Hark. So this one's kind of sad. This one's kind of said like an old 1800s kind of Union soldier, like a really old timey like New England kind of type of thing. So he goes, "Hark, save your." He goes, "Hark, save ye tears for Santa Maria. You'll find no respite here when you cross the picket line."
Oh, so he's Irish or something. Or
like
Australian.
And he's like a teamster.
He's a teamster. Yeah. So he's really pro-union. Yeah. And he will show you no mercy if you're like one of these scabs who comes in and works while they're on strike.
No one's going to make any nuggets under my watch. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, here, a peep out of you, come August. Stuff like that.
The McFlurry machine stays broken.
Here's a quid for your troubles. So it's pretty badass.
He's sleeping with the fish fillets.
That's Australia.
Yeah, he became Australian.
No, he's he's Australia or something. Number 4. This is a pretty famous one. You want to know how I got these scars? So that's badass. So that's Grimace dressed as the Joker, and pretty cool all around to think about that.
It's very cool.
Well, I remember when I was watching The Dark Knight and he said that, I was like, "Ooh, Grimace could be mad."
And, you know,
It's
Grimace
kind of his
is sitting
thing.
back just scheming. Then he turned out a guilty pleasure. So. Still on distribution. Bye-bye.
Good.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's right. They found it in the toxicology report about Xanax, cocaine, and McNuggets.
85
Yeah.
McNuggets. He just stuffed him like a Build-A-Bear. Poor bastard. Sewed him up with a dirty needle.
His dirty little heart couldn't take it anymore.
Gave him the old Tucson handshake. We've seen that. We've seen that happen. Brutal. And number 5, to close it out, this is something Grimace has said frequently in his memoirs. I killed a man in a bar fight in 1988, and I've been working with his son at the factory for 6 years, and I've kind of taken on a surrogate father role, and I don't know how to tell him that I'm the reason he grew up without a dad. So that's kind of a cool.
That's so Grimace.
Yeah.
Is it like a DC
Crazy.
sniper thing? Like
Oh, like
a
Leroy Malva?
2-person cult? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like he's definitely taken him under his wing, and he senses a lot of animosity. Like they never found the dad's body. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
the son's like, my dad left me, and Grimace is like,
Buddy, listen, I don't know how to break it to you, but you're a bastard in a basket. All right?
there's no other way to say this.
Sounds like Grimace has a cold this time of year or something. Doesn't
cold?
usually sound like that.
No, hardly.
That cold that's going around that makes you go.
Yeah, he's got no Giggleman's disease.
Well, that's crazy. I'm so thankful that he, is feeling the holiday spirit
Me too.
Yeah.
and put his spirit inside of us.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Happy Grimace.
Happy Grimace.
Well, I heard some crazy shit, not Christmas related, but Grimace related. Kind of crazy. He's been in the news. Oh, you guys are gonna be just shaking in your boots. Grimace started his own CBD company.
It's about time.
The thing is, he thought that CBD stood for crispy beef dog. So he's just selling hot dogs out of this like herb store. And, you know, people come in and they expect to leave feeling super relaxed, but they just leave with diarrhea. So it's like, yeah, it's been in the news. I think the Chronicles picked up on it. So
How old are these dogs?
it's like a hot dog. So
Yeah, I know.
But how old
are the dogs? How old are these pups? Like, are they fresh dogs or are they like old, crispy, like dogs?
yeah, well, that's where the crispy comes from. Is they've actually he buried them like 30 years ago.
Smart. Heads
Under the house. It's on 7th Street, and then
Wayne Gacy kind of thing?
yeah.
So they're like dry aged beef dogs.
They're dry aged, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He buried them underneath the house.
It's good. They're
and then
beef though.
he-
You can eat them.
Yep.
Jewish.
They don't really make pork hot dogs, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do?
How he just found out he's going to hell. He's so fucked, dude.
They do?
Is there heaven and hell
No.
No, don't worry about that.
in Judaism?
There seems to be mixed reports on that. Because I talked to my one
What does
rabbi.
the Torah say?
It's more like it's not really like heaven and hell. It's more like, do you get to see Grimace or do you not get to see Grimace? That's really all it really is.
And if you
And here we are.
if you die by Grimace's hand, you wake up at the center of a neutron star. Did you hear about that?
That's like Grimace Valhalla.
You're completely motionless. You're just stuck.
Yeah, I will. What a sense of relief, though, because you're just like strangling to death and then
Nothing.
in a star.
And then you're in a star.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
like a hamster wheel so everyone can see you.
Yeah.
So it's just the middle of a star, but it's not bright enough that they can't still just
It's
look at it and be like, who the
clear.
fuck is that,
Yeah.
dude?
And then your great grandson, when the technology is advanced enough and the telescopes can reach that far, they see you in the middle of a star, and you're like,
Help me.
You get to name it after your grandson. It's pretty sweet. You like own the star, so that's pretty sweet.
You see that? That's my great grandfather over there. Avenge me!
Stuck in a state of permanent hyperspace stasis. All right, we're at
And you get to haunt space.
Space Ghost,
She's even cooler than.
coast to coast.
Do you imagine
Ghost,
being a
ghost,
ghost,
ghost.
as an astronaut when you're in space? What?
I know. That's far out.
Ghostronaut.
People are like, have you ever seen
Oh,
a
that's
ghost?
a really fun idea. Nobody's ever made a movie called Ghostronaut before.
Ghost or not?
Ghostronaut.
What about Ghostrodamus?
That's the next sketch we're working on. Ghostronaut.
It's like Nostradamus, but he's a fucking ghoul.
He's like giving like his like sagely wisdom, but he's just main thing. He's like, maybe you should just get out of the house.
I don't get it.
Because
The
he's a
reference.
ghost and he's like, ooh.
What's Nostradamus? What? Is this, what is this?
Who's Nostradamus, dude?
I mean, you guys are acting like it's fucking basic math, and I'm like, I've never heard of this before.
How did you say it again?
I don't know.
Nostradamus?
I don't know. You can't.
It's
It's like lightning in a bottle.
Pretty. Yeah.
Nostradamus was like an ancient philosopher predicted.
Kind of like a Confucius or something.
Yeah.
Right? But he's like, no, but he's like,
Nat knew too. Nat didn't know. I knew it. I knew that Nat didn't know, and I didn't know either.
okay.
But anyway, what else, Chase?
This week has been loaded with Grimace news. If you guys have even been near a newsstand, you've definitely heard this story. So Grimace showed up at the Met Gala dressed in a gown of thorns, and I guess it was a play on like crown of thorns, which is like pretty like badass, but also like offends the shit out of me. And so a reporter from Vogue Paris wanted to ask him about his outfit, and Grimace walked up and threw a bucket of lye in their face.
Oh
Did you hear about-
Jesus, no.
Yeah.
Very sinister.
And well, he said something. He said, "Bote soi," which roughly translates to, "You've been so obsessed with beauty, you forgot what it feels like to be ugly."
Whoa.
did you guys hear about how he got the gown?
How did he get it?
It was actually a little boy that got it for him.
Ooh.
And he went to the store and he said, "Sir, can I buy this gown for Grimace, please? It's Christmas Eve and this gown is just his size." And then it's just like a bunch of heartwarming stuff
And the guy
happened.
was like, "No, we don't actually sell the items. We're just representing our eBay account." He's like, "Can I just buy this gown so I can take it home and wear it?"
It's just a display.
So brutal. Grimace wants to disfigure someone. Will you sell me some lie? Hell yeah. And,
at least it was
Sell me
less,
some lie?
yeah.
That rules.
at least it was less damaging as his last Christmas Met Gala gown.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of Christmas ornaments hooked through his skin.
Like Hellraiser.
Yeah, but there was a portrait of me and my family in one of those, so that's cool.
Oh.
How'd you swing that?
I'd tell you, but I don't want to end up in the middle of a neutron star. You know what I'm saying?
Smart man.
That's what we're all worried about this Christmas.
Yeah.
I heard
You said it, sister.
well, also, is that the end of your news story?
Yeah, so like Grimace put out
You don't have to start another one. I was just saying.
no, he put a hold on the press, so nobody's like allowed to talk about it. But yeah, the person's horribly disfigured. What's yours? They'll be fine.
Was it just who was it?
It's just this random beat reporter, some bitch who was trying to step to him or some shit, and he was like,
Damn.
It was Matt. It was Matt Taibbi.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either, but
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
who?
Oh, wait, no, you mean Nostradamus?
Nostramiglin?
Cat, say it fast at the end.
Nostradamus?
Yeah.
What is Nostradamus? Okay, you can cut that out.
I like that.
Don't need to leave that in. Whoa. Christmas.
Uh-oh.
So Grimace is a big Christmas whore. He loves Christmas. He's such a whore for the merry Noel. And so he created a Christmas obstacle course that was actually like really extremely dangerous, and nobody signed any liability waivers. So now he's like gonna be held up in court for a couple years.
Ooh.
But
Yeah.
basically, I mean, the obstacle course was like one of the things was like they dumped like a boiling pot of chili onto a slip and slide, and people had to like slide on it naked.
Oh, God.
And hopefully by the end of it, you could like, there was some cheese, and the cheese would melt on your hot body, like the 3rd-degree burns on your body. So then there was a grass eating contest.
Oh, fuck yeah. Who
Hold
won?
on a second. Before you go on, the chili was red, right?
Yeah.
And the grass was green, right?
Uh-oh.
Red and green, Christmas.
Christmas. Well, that brings
Santa's
me to my
gift.
next.
Wait, yeah, I want to, because you were talking about the grass eating contest, and Casey asked who won. Was it all the classic people like Joey Chestnut and stuff?
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut's roasting over the open fire.
What's the Japanese guy? What's the Japanese
was,
guy's name?
Matt Stoney.
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi shoveling fistfuls of grass.
It was Joey. What is it?
Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. It was Carlos Santana. It was.
All the living legends.
Well, we learned a few
Got the
episodes
kind of
ago
chili that can be so smooth.
The trick is you dump the grass in some water before you put it in.
that goes down your gullet easy. No, but yeah, people were eating grass, and like it was kind of having the effect on them like it has on dogs, where it's like dogs eat grass when they're sick. So then it makes them throw up. So then everyone's puking, and they have 3rd-degree burns. And then there was a wrestling ring, and so then after that you would have to go and do like hardcore wrestling, like you'd have to like
deathmatch stuff?
yeah, like deathmatch, like they were pushing people off scaffolding on
Nick
like,
Gage
bed
versus
mats,
Grimace for
you
the
know?
title.
Yeah. So yeah, the hospitals are all full. Grimace is in court for the foreseeable future, but I think they're letting him out. Like I think he made bail, you know.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of money from that.
The nurse,
And just in case he hasn't, there'll be a Patreon link in here so that you can donate to
You
his
can
bail
donate
fund.
Just legal
And
funds.
he's not a flight risk. He's not going anywhere.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. He's safe
Yeah.
as hell, dude.
Actually, my girlfriend's mom is a nurse. She texted me. She said this is the worst year of Grimace deathmatch they've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it
In
was
seasons.
Yeah, the hospitals are overloaded. They're having to turn people away. So
That one got
I
killed.
like deathmatch stuff.
I do. Deathmatch stuff is fun.
Funny.
Yeah, especially when it's claymation.
Yeah.
Claymation deathmatch.
Did you guys ever see whenever Grimace got the Hamburglar on with that thumbtack bump? It was pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah. Miss
Got him.
Jerry was there.
Yeah.
Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old babysitter.
There's Miss Sherry.
He was watching in the crowd.
There was Plumber Jan.
Plumber Jan.
Plumber Jan.
Plumber Jan.
Grimace
And-
was like, "Do you smell peanut oil?"
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Well,
What do you say? Let me burn through 2 of these real quick, and we'll get to our favorite movies of the week.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna just burn through these back to back.
Okay, I can see you're talking down to me. I can see that.
What are you talking about?
Tell us, Casey.
I don't understand. Next is crazy.
Casey's out here mansplaining segments.
No, if you would just let me get through these last 2, we can have a little fun.
I'm trying to
We
do
can have
it.
a little fun
I'm
at the
just
end of
trying
it.
to do it for.
Dude, I saw Casey on a bus the other day. He was sitting like this.
He goes, "Sir, at some point you have to get off the bus." No thanks, Haas.
Sorry, I thought this was America. My bad.
Grimace. Grimace, he's been all over the web. He's been on the web, all over it. In fact, not only has he been on it, he's been all over it. And Grimace recently was voted one of the top 30 under 30 by Forbes magazine.
Whoa, for what?
Pretty exciting philanthropic efforts. And so Grimace, what does he do? What do you think he does to respond? He mails a bag of puke laundry to Christina Applegate. So, as we all know, Christina Applegate has been struggling with MS.
Yeah. What's it stand for? Many sandwiches? Have you seen that?
Okay, we're cutting that out. We're cutting that.
Jesus Christ.
Why can't we be edgy anymore? This podcast used to be edgy.
I love Christina
We used to be
Applegate.
kings.
Grimace used to just be the face Casey would make after I made an Asian joke. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that kind of podcast.
Oh, but it could be. It could be with a few simple words and phrases. So that's crazy. Pretty fucked up he did that. And then what does this bitch ass do? Next week, we're at New Beverly Cinema, downtown LA. Grimace puts together a special 30mm showing of Interstellar. Right? So during the intermission, what does he do? Goddamn lock the door, fill it full of carbon monoxide. Brutal.
I love how the last 2 were just things we watched last night, just things related to that. But
Do you guys watch Interstellar?
I watched it.
Casey watching
Hey,
her
I watched
me
it
go
till
too.
6 in the morning. I'm exhausted.
It is long.
That's why you wrote in an intermission into the movie.
Right? What you know.
You go, you know what this movie could use? An intermission. And then you went, Eureka, and started writing Grimace jokes.
what is it, like 4 hours?
Like 3.
It's 3 hours, but it's like there's so many. It's like there's so many different like sections of the movie.
Yeah.
That it's not like a one story that it's like this happens and then this totally different thing happens. So you're like, there's a whole other fucking act. the whole
Yeah.
time.
I thought it was pretty man, I'm not trying to talk too much. Let's just talk. I thought it's crazy how McConaughey sneaked to the facility and they're like, "You're an astronaut? Thank God." I don't know what the fuck we would have done if you hadn't have found the secret NASA facility.
He's like, we've been putting up ads on ZipRecruiter and no one's been responding, dude.
You're the last living astronaut.
Yeah.
What? How's that possible?
It's pretty much reverse Top Gun. In Top Gun, they don't want him to fly.
Yeah, they're begging him to fly in
Can I tell you, that might have been the worst point I've ever made in my life. Arguably my worst take.
Also, I think well, we just talk. We're just talking about Interstellar now. So you guys, how you guys want to run this? But
You jump in.
Yeah.
Jump in. What's going on?
no, I just didn't know if we were derailing it by just being like, we're actually just going to talk about this movie for a long time now.
Well, it actually is a good segue into our segment.
Yeah.
And the score? No, I'm sorry.
Our segment, can you turn it down, please? I'm trying to work on something. It's a little loud. It's
a little loud in here. Please put on headphones. I'm trying to work on something.
Corner.
Movie times next week.
Yeah.
You get one movie a week. Please get out of my office. And this is what.
And that's our segment. Yeah.
So
what movie did you see this week, Casey?
So guys, let's do something because these movies tend to go on for a long time. I'm gonna put 3 minutes on the clock for each of us.
Okay.
And we can describe the best thing we saw all week.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So and it's gonna be it's Christmas edition. So I hope you guys have all seen tons of Christmas stuff this week.
Oh yeah.
I saw 8 Christmas movies.
I don't really like holidays.
So, guys, this week I saw this awesome badass movie called That's Not a Snowflake, That's My Wife. So basically, this guy has these fucked up legs, and his legs are like too big for his body. It's like The Whale, Darren Aronofsky and Brendan Fraser, but it's just downstairs. So
I feel like we talk about that movie every podcast.
and we could do it again if we wanted. And that's so crazy that you brought that up because it's just like that. And then his legs are so massive. Anyways, so his son gets diagnosed with arthritis, and he has to carry his son everywhere, but his legs are so slow. It gets to the Christmas stuff. So he's so slow, and boom, what do you think happens? A sandstorm hits. And not like the really good EDM song, like the real one, like the real sandstorm. So the sandstorm's happening. He's carrying his son, a la The Road with Viggo Mortensen. And he's like, I gotta get some help for my son. And he's it's like this really whiny voice. It's almost unbearable. At one point, I put on a Waylon Jennings record and I turned the volume off so I could just listen to that instead. I could hardly watch this thing. And it was only 15 minutes long. So this guy's walking with these tree trunk legs, right? And he's stuck in this sandstorm. And I think it's in like downtown Tulsa. So there's all this cool street art, but that really plays no role in it. And and sure enough, as he's coming up the hill, you watch this with me, the soapbox derby happens.
Oh,
so there's all these, no other way to describe them, but little rascals. These little rascals are in these soapboxes. And so the guy starts swinging at him, and he's trying to grab him. It kind of looks like King Kong. He looks so fucked up and large. And he grabs a kid by the hair, and he just slams him. And the kid, his legs snap, but then they snap back into place. And he goes, huh? And he goes, how did you do that? And the kid goes, I've been drinking castor oil. And so he fills his son full of castor oil. Not only does it cure his arthritis, it ages him 50 years. It ages him 50 years.
So he's extremely old, but with phenomenal joints.
Yes, he was one of the most nimble guys. They said it like breaking news. Like it came on all the TV. Breaking news, one of the most nimble boys is born 50 years late. They kept referring to it as 50 years late. I'm like, I don't understand. Anyways, so we've all seen Horton Hears a Who. So there's a snowstorm, and one snowflake. You get the above kind of Scorsese, Goodfellas ceiling view. One snowflake falls, and it falls right into his eye, and just like 28 days later, and he just goes crazy, and then it cuts black. So his wife's not even in it. It was awful. It's so stupid. Didn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
3 minutes on the dot. I mean, it's just brutal.
Yeah. What would you rate it?
It was definitely rated R. It was so violent. It was so violent with the kid thing. I've never seen anything like that.
Wow.
5 stars. It was awesome.
5 stars out of 10 or 5 stars out of 5?
5 stars out of 10. Yeah. So it wasn't that awesome, but it was.
Most movies are like a 2, though, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really harsh.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one that's a 10 is Horton Hears a Who. Yeah. That's the only one that gets a 10.
That's the movie that started it all.
Well, that's crazy that you bring that up because I watched a movie called Tee Up, Baby Ricky. And, it's about a baby.
How did you get your hands on Tee Up Baby Ricky?
How did you get your grubby little mitts on that?
I thought it was an industry
print.
limbo, like Dogma.
Tee Up Baby Ricky, that's been out of print for years. How'd you see it?
I got it at Half Price Books.
Oh,
but
wow.
Yeah, basically it's about this. This baby that goes on the PGA Tour, and Danny DeVito plays the baby, and yeah, I mean he just crushes it at the PGA Tour, and Mickey Mantle is like so upset because he's like, I've been doing this for 50 years, and actually I play baseball, so I don't even know why I'm here.
He's like, how the fuck am I supposed to hit this golf ball, dude? What the hell?
Yeah, and
Hey, you mind lobbing it to me?
and this this baby he does really well at first, and then he decides he actually hates the institution of the Professional Golf Association, so he starts setting off what do you call those things, the Russian, what is it, the
Landmines?
cocktail
Molotov
cocktails. He starts throwing Molotov cocktails, and yeah, but he wins. So it was pretty.
So it worked for him to do that.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to threaten people to really secure that W. So yeah, Tee Up, Baby Ricky.
Damn.
You can't watch it. You can't find it anywhere.
What would you rate it?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's I'd watch it again,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't show it to my mom.
Yeah.
Damn, 2
What'd
minutes
you guys
flat.
watch?
2 minutes flat. Tee
Yeah,
Up
I
Baby
mean,
Ricky.
I didn't want to spoil that much, so I just spoiled the end. But yeah.
I don't want to spoil the beginning of the movie, but
Yeah.
wild.
What'd you guys watch?
I assume that you guys have seen How the Grinch Stole Grimace.
Yes.
No.
You haven't seen How
I
the
haven't
Grinch Stole
seen it.
Grimace? Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was directed by David Lynch. It's really good. No one knows what goes on in it. It's so crazy. And Jim Carrey plays Cindy Lou Who in it. It's fucking nuts. And
Took him 8 hours. To
yeah,
get to
Faith
Cindy
Hill
Lou
plays
Who.
the Grinch, and Faith Hill comes in. Faith Hill plays the Grinch, and it's so good. She comes in, and the Grinch is like, "Hey, get the fuck, come with me, Grimace." And so she gets Grimace, and Grimace is like, obviously Grimace has. Yep. So then there's Grimace doing his thing, you know what I mean? And she steals it, and it's a whole thing. Jim Carrey's there, you know what I mean? Jim Carrey, Cindy Lou Who, Andy Kaufman's in it. It's fucking nuts.
Whoa! So
It's
it's made a while ago.
so crazy. It's really good. It's like people don't know about it. It was like in between Eraserhead and the Elephant Man, but it's like super good.
Grimace plays the Grinch.
No, Grimace is stolen by the Grinch. So the Grinch is played by Faith Hill.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the Grinch is played by Faith Hill, and then there's a B plot. Obviously, any good movie has a love story. And the love story is the tale between the love story between the Grinch and Miss Piggy, who's played by Dolly Parton.
Cool.
Oh, this is kind of a mashup of two worlds.
Yeah, it turns out that Miss Piggy isn't just particularly into Kermit. She just likes green guys. It's just her thing. It's like the whole angle.
Just like guys that look really sick.
Yeah, he's like, green eggs and ham.
So we got a little bit of Dr. Seuss, a little bit of the Muppets, and a lot of
Yeah, and a little bit of David Lynch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, what isn't there to love in that cocktail of cinema? So
Everything I could want.
yeah. Anyways, it's on the Criterion channel, but it's in the restricted section, so you guys probably can't. You guys probably can't afford it. So, sorry.
Who did the score for that?
The score was actually done by David Byrne of the Talking Heads. It was David Byrne of the Talking Heads. but unfortunately, it was produced by Phil Spector. It sounds phenomenal, but you feel weird listening to it. You know?
You might die or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn,
Nat.
that's crazy.
Oh, I watched a zany little number called Michael Mann's Heat.
Damn, cool.
I've actually never seen Heat.
It's great.
Tremendous. But in this one, everyone is played by Grimace.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's
Like a
Yeah,
Mike
it's
Myers
Grimace.
kind of thing.
It's Grimace. It's Grimace. He's in the diner scene. He's like, listen, I like you. I respect you. But if you get in my way, I will not hesitate to take you down. And then the other Grimace is like, not if I take you down.
And the whole time you're like, holy shit! It's like the clumps, dude. This is nuts.
Yeah, it's like Norman.
They thought he was just a comedic actor. This guy should be nominated for awards.
Oh man.
To himself.
It's like Grimace, and he pulls up, and then it's Grimace's girlfriend, played by Grimace. And then he thinks he's coming home to see her, and she's like, I just need to get some air. And the cops that are played by Grimace are like, all right, you got 10 seconds. She comes outside, and she sees Grimace in the car, and Grimace is like, and Grimace is like, and then he drives away.
That's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
That's haunting.
It's honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's tough to follow when everyone's Grimace.
Is he wearing different outfits? Or is he bare chested?
Yeah, but he's popping through all of them.
Yeah.
The big purple belly is really prominent, regardless of the tie they put on the fucker. You know what I mean?
And you'd think maybe they'd have some budget for clothes that fit him, but
They don't make him like his skin is so acidic. It just
Yeah.
bleeds right through it.
yeah, he used to.
Needs to be upholstered in Kevlar. It's the only way. It's the only way to dress the boy.
Or wear a rain tarp. Like the tarps they roll out at MOB baseball games. Wear those.
What was that character's name in Heat? He had the weird name like Smokane or something. He kills a prostitute. Wayne Rowe. Nice. Wayne Grow, that's right. And then they pretend, the way they slip it in, no one ever references
Wayne
that
Grow
no
does
one's
sound
ever
like
heard
a
that.
character played by Grimace.
Yeah.
Wayne Grow.
Yeah.
What time are we at?
We are at 38.
Oh, cool. Oh well, we have gifts. Should we do gifts and then horn?
Gifts and horn.
Gifts and horn.
We got you gifts.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
I would love gifts.
Do you have one
I
where
wish I
it's
would have
just
known?
the
I would
kid
have gotten
from
you
Home
gifts.
Alone going like on a loop? Oh, gifts. Got it. My bad.
Do you have one of Peanut Butter Baby?
Because he does Peanut Butter Baby's OG.
I love Peanut Butter Baby.
It's so funny.
Well, it's Christmas. And with Christmas,
Comes great responsibility.
Asian pears.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
My mom's boyfriend sent me a box of 12 Asian pears. So
Yum.
I'm trying to.
Here, you want to see something crazy? I know you guys said it's not that kind of podcast, but Asian pears.
Oh, nice.
Like boobs.
Oh, I'm sorry, we don't like that.
That's not what I meant. No, I meant like holding two pears up. There's two of them.
I like
each.
stuff like
Doesn't
Not
matter.
that kind of podcast. Shut the fuck up. That was me shooting. That was my gun.
Damn.
I don't let that kind of
But
shit
they're
slide.
pretty good. They're actually really good.
Should I slurp it into the microphone?
Yeah. Well, I haven't washed them yet.
They're
so
really juicy. You got to be careful.
They're real juicy.
They're
yeah.
juicy boys.
They're kind of hazardous.
They're good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like the pear version of like biting into a hot pocket and it explodes into your mouth.
Yeah, and they're just as hot.
And they are
We
piping
heat those
hot.
up in the oven.
Nothing come Christmas season like a nice hot pear.
Really melts in your hands.
Hot pears.
You ever
singing
pick
in
up
the
a pear and you're just like, ah! Sorry, did that clip? My bad. All right.
Okay. Well,
It's crazy. I think we're trying to make the episodes a little shorter, so I think this, as long as this goes on for under 30 minutes, this last part, I think we'll be good. So,
yeah, no, it could go on. I mean, and on and on. So
And on
And
and on
on.
and on and on and on.
Should we mention the sketch show?
Yeah, well, yeah. You can. You can mention it now.
I didn't know if you were gonna ask it or mention it, or we should
You
just
can mention
or
it
we
now,
should
and
just
then we'll do the last.
or we could do like just a plug thing at the end or something. Or
It's okay. You say it, and then we'll do the last thing.
but please keep this whole awkward interaction in.
We got sketch show.
No, yeah, we
Sketch
could.
show.
Yeah, we have a sketch show that they're both in, and we are releasing the first episode on January 3rd, and we're gonna have a release show at the Creek in the Cave, as like a little premiere party, and yeah, so we'll be releasing them like every month, and yeah.
It's called TV Sketch Show.
Oh yeah, I should say that.
Yeah,
TV
so
sketch show on
on all
YouTube
social
and
platforms,
social
but
medias.
YouTube is where you can find the good stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's very good, and they're both really great in it.
They're both very talented. There's a Grimace appearance, and
Oh yeah,
by-
he is in it.
He is in one episode. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Some
snuck in.
homeless people.
yeah, he snuck in.
Snuck in the back door.
Well,
It was actually crazy because we have pretty tight security when we shoot, and the security guard was like, "Can I see your badge?" And then he blinked. He woke up in a neutron star. It was crazy.
Very deadly.
yeah. Sketch show's cool. I've seen one of the sketches. Very good.
So funny.
Very
and-
funny.
And well produced. It looks like great. No other sketches you've ever seen like it. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Well, let's go around the horn.
Jim Rome is burning.
This is
what'd you say?
Jim Rome is burning. It's an old.
Oh, yeah. Around the horn. Oh, I forgot about that. Damn, we have to change the whole history of this podcast. I've done over 100 episodes of Grimace Around the Horn.
Hey, I was gonna make like a Tony Kornheiser joke.
Mike Wilbon. I met Mike Wilbon. We'll talk about it later. I met him in Chicago. You get me talking about Around the Horn, I'm all
Was he
ears.
nice? Yay or nay?
He was nice.
Yay or nay?
Yay. So Around the Horn, we tell a story piece by piece. I think it's better with 4 people. We'll just take one turn each, and then Nat, you will close it out. So here are some topics we can touch. I was thinking Christmas stuff. So I don't know. This is crazy.
Christmas.
I was thinking Christmas stuff. This is nuts. Grimace and Santa get stuck in hurricane level squalls in the Bay of Corpus Christi on a little single rowboat.
What's a squall?
A squall is like just a dangerous storm on ocean.
Oh,
Number 2,
so a hurricane.
in some ways.
Okay.
Some ways. It'd be like the
Like a
perfect.
hurricane.
It's like the perfect storm. Let's do it this way. It's the perfect storm, the movie, with Santa and Grimace in it. Okay.
Are they fishing?
They're fishing.
All right.
They're doing big buck fishing. And that's number 2
Yeah.
is
Hell
Grimace
yeah.
is Grimace and Santa are playing big buck hunter and a beef O'Brady's. So that's number 2. Number 3 is Grimace accidentally smooshes baby New Year, and Santa is the on-call nurse at the hospital, and Santa has to help nurse the baby back to health and nurse Grimace's heart back to health because he recently got a divorce.
Okay. Wow. There's a lot in that one.
So number 4, Grimace turns into Dr. Manhattan from the Watchmen and gets everyone very sick, and only Santa has the antidote.
It's the Santidote.
Antidote.
So people are sick from the nuclear poisoning
Yes.
from the creation of Dr. Manhattan.
Yes. The constant leak of radiation from his
Yeah.
pores.
Fanboys in the comments section going crazy that he's purple, not blue. Come on.
So the options are perfect storm with Santa, big buck hunter, baby New Year gets smushed, Grimace divorce, Santa is nurse, and then number 4, Dr. Manhattan, Grimace.
I think 3 is the only one from which I understand the reference. So maybe because divorce. My parents are divorced. But
Oh, okay.
I know that word.
How old were you?
22.
Oof.
It's fresh. What up? I hate dog. No, we can cut all that out. But I don't know. What do you guys want?
I'm between 1 and 4. Those seem like there's a lot of room to play.
Well, there's 2 and 3 between 4. 1 and 4.
That's fair. Because Dr.
He's
Manhattan,
between 1 and 4, so he's 2 and 3.
although of course we have limitless possibilities anyways, Dr. Manhattan literally has those.
Yes.
I gotta.
True.
Okay.
I am between 2 and 3. I think because two is Big Buck Hunter and Beef O'Brady's, right? Okay.
Yes.
So between Big Buck Hunter and Beef O'Brady's and and the
No, one's fishing.
one's fishing, but two's Big Buck. One is Big Buck fishing. 2 is Big Buck Hunter and a Beef O'Brady's. And three. So I remember Santa is nurse, and
Yes.
so Santa is
Baby New
nurse.
Year is-
Baby New Year is Smoosh by Grimace. He in the hospital, baby's nurse. Okay, I'm gonna go between those two because those seem like they have all the elements of a fun Hallmark Christmas film
Okay.
that I love.
Cool. Let's do 3. I think that sounds like the most seasonal. And then you know what? You know who might work at a hospital? Dr. Manhattan. Hate to break it to you. And that's our show. Okay. So, all right. The year 1946. The war just ended. Most of these actually started in 1946.
Yeah.
Grimace is a very formative time in his life. His dad was a sea captain for the Japanese. Okay. So he was not part of the Allied forces. Anyways, all right. The year 1946. The place, coincidentally, Okinawa, Japan. Baby New Year is walking down the street in his special vest. Baby New Year has Gary Coleman's disease. He's like 45 years old. So, yeah, he's smoking a fucking bleezer, dude. And this is when like marijuana was punishable by death, I think. So everybody's freaking the fuck out. A, who's this small ass baby? B, why is he smoking so much of that good kush? And so Emperor gets word, sends a boulder down the street, Indiana Jones style. Smoosh Baby New Year, bye-bye. But just his body, so his body just kind of looked like a fruit roll-up, but his head is fine. The brain is alive, thank God. And with the technology, we can rebuild him. He wake up in the ICU. Nurse is standing over him, give him a kiss on his beautiful forehead, red lipstick, his trademark. So then you hear a big stomp. It's corporate Grimace. So corporate Grimace is Grimace in a 3-piece suit. Looks bad. He looks like the Untouchables. Like Al Capone. Looks so fucking badass. He's got a glass of whiskey. It's a jug of whiskey. It's just Old Crow. He's got a liter of whiskey. He's fucking hammered. Bursts the door open, Conor McGregor style. Tears the door. Gets really stuck on this door thing. Destroys the door. Goes up to Baby New Year and says, means who did this to you? And New Year, and I could just call him New Year. Yeah. And his dying breath, he says, the Emperor did this. Damn.
Damn, his last word is damn.
Damn. He
I'm
said,
realizing this in real time.
damn, brother. Why you do me like that? So that's what Baby New Year says. And
It's always your own emperor.
oh, and he gets so mad, but he lives, so he's still alive. And Grimace fucking slams down this paperwork. Sign this. We're gonna sue him. Baby New Year takes a pen and throws it, and he says, "This is the type of thing that can't be solved with papers. This has to be solved with fists." Dr. Manhattan floats down the fucking hallway, completely nude,
Completely purple.
completely purple. He caught a whiff of the radiation off Grimby. He has become Purpalian. He's completely Purpalian. His fingers are starting to curl because Grimace's orbit is so much more intense than the traditional gravity he's used to. His bones begin to twist in Orwellian type of nightmare Lovecraftian ways. It looks so spooky to look at. No one wants to make eye contact, and everyone's getting really sick from him even being in there. Okay, he sit down on Grimace's shoulders, and he says, "We're gonna do this thing together like the old days, Jack." So Grimace says, which means I've been waiting to hear that. my boy. And so pick him up, open his mouth, shove him in. Grimace grows to the size of 40 feet. Goes to the size of 40 football fields. I'm sorry. Sorry, I misspoke. He's as big as Godzilla, but it's not a racial thing. Grimace is just really big. It's not in no way offensive, and Grimace is huge.
We're still in Okinawa.
We're in
right?
Okinawa.
Right. Not a racial thing.
The Emperor gets word, hey, bad news, want. Roughly 400 foot tall, fucking big Grim is coming, dude, and he's got a goddamn.
If he's for a football field, he's 1,200 feet tall.
He's as big as a skyscraper, and he's as gay as the day is bright.
And you're in Japan. You're in Japan. It's kind of a Grimzilla situation.
It's a Grimzilla.
Yeah.
It is.
Grimzilla.
Yeah.
It is. And I want to reiterate, Grimace is bi-curious. So he's yeah, man. He start fucking shit up. He's calling his boys. He's talking really loud on the Bluetooth. Like it's. It's like, yo, keep it down. It's like
I love how that makes talking to Bluetooth is super bisexual.
It's like, which means no, I can talk.
Sexually.
Just keep saying no, I can talk. And yeah, he unleashes an old knapsack full of termites. And then what happens?
All right. So we've got 1,200 foot Grimace. We've got fruit roll up baby New Year.
Oh yeah, he was never fixed.
He's for roll upped.
We've got Santa's the nurse,
We haven't even met him yet, though.
Yeah, he has not
and
play.
Manhattan is part of Grimace now.
Yes.
Okay.
They're one and the same.
Okay. Termites going everywhere. And this is back when hospital beds were made of wood. So the termites just, and it's all rotten because it's World War One. It's World War II. So it's, and it was the second one. And so
This girl's read her Nostradamus.
Regular Nostradamus over here, dude.
So yeah, termites. But the crazy thing is that termites actually heal fruit roll-up disease. So
Oh my God.
so the termites, they start eating baby New Year, and baby New Year starts plumping up.
Oh,
But
Let's go.
because he's too flat. He don't have any holes in him anymore inside of him, so he's too flat. But then they put the holes in him because they're termites. They make him big again.
but he's reborn like a Ken doll, so he has no penis, and so
Cool.
but he's a baby, so nobody cares.
He does. He has Gary Coleman disease.
45.
He has Gary Coleman disease.
He was
He
born
was
in
smoking
19
blunts all day, being like, "I got it. This is the only way to get over the fact that I can't bust anymore."
What happens when he comes home to his Malibu Barbie and she's like, whoa?
Can only bust when I'm high. So,
She's like, you're like me now.
so he starts plumping up, but it's like too much. Like it's like there's too many termites. So he like rips out all the tubes out of him, and he starts getting really angry. And he's like, "Who did this to me?" And they're like, "The Emperor did this to you." And unfortunately, the rehealing of his body meant the denigration of his brain. So he gets retrograde amnesia and doesn't remember anything. So he doesn't know who to attack. So he just starts running through the ICU. And Nurse Santa is right behind him with a Nerf gun, which obviously it's not going to stop him. He's like huge now. He's like ripped. I mean, he's small, but he's stout,
He's powerful.
The center of gravity is really.
He's the liver prince.
Yeah. So the Nerf, he's shooting the Nerf gun, and then Grimace comes up behind him and he says, "That's not gonna be good enough for little baby New Year, his big baby New Year now." And so anyway, Grimace puts him in a guillotine, and the rest of the
like a
Yeah.
like a
No,
UFC
not like a guillotine,
like a
but
UFC
like a-
guillotine. Hell yeah.
yeah, like a UFC guillotine.
He was the first person to ever do that.
He invented the guillotine. So he throws him down, and then Grimace says, "Actually, I've been in love with you for 40 years."
Oh my god. Wait, this is this is
They went to school together.
Wait, this is Grimace and
Baby New Year.
Big Baby, a little
So
Baby New
he
Year,
flipped
but now he's kind of Big Baby New Year.
Doing the math. All right.
Well, they were like kindergarten.
Wait, what
seniors.
happened to where did Santa go?
Well, Santa is waiting in the wings,
Oh, okay.
or he's waiting.
Oh,
somewhere.
so we got a love triangle developing.
Yeah,
Hand on the Nerf gun like this.
Yeah.
Waiting to start.
he's waiting. He's waiting. So
Hey, you give me the word.
man, so then then Grimace is like, "Hey, I got an idea for Christmas." So he goes and grabs like a huge bottle of fentanyl, and he comes out and he's like, "You guys ready to fucking party?" So then he just starts giving everyone fentanyl, putting IVs in everyone, and then he also had eggnog, and here's a classical piano player who had been there the whole time. Actually, he was playing like Fior Elise and shit. So yeah, so they're playing Fior Elise, they're doing fentanyl and drinking eggnog, and there's like an air hockey tournament.
Christmas.
ICU ICU room 6. They're having an air hockey tournament, but they're just using a someone's like old foot as a puck. So then what happens?
The place of nightmares. We're instituting the 3-minute rule again.
Sorry,
No,
that's
you're
too
good.
long.
Mine was too long.
I kept
dude.
being like, I can't end on this, and then I ended on that. So
All right. Let's see. Okay. So they're playing air hockey with the feet. There's a love triangle developing. Santa Claus is waiting in the wings. He's seeing Grimace and now Big Baby New Year having a blossoming romance, and he's thinking, why can't it be me? He's thinking there must be another guy in this town. It's small, this little town. Just because I'm Santa Claus doesn't mean I don't deserve love, obviously. And also, he's like, in worst comes to worst, they're going on the naughty list, so they're fucked. And so he goes down. So this is in the hospital in Okinawa, Japan. World War II has just ended. He goes down to the bottom floor, and he sees that there's a new deli formed by a man who his name is also Grimace. And he finds out that he was fleeing violence in Eastern Europe, and his name was Grimowitz, but he changed it as Ellis Island. And so they really hit it off. They're having a good time. They're going around the city. They're kissing. They're smooching. And then you know what? Then Santa goes back to the hospital, and then they realize that they're in the same elevator as Grimace and the now new and improved Big Baby. Big Baby New Year. Big Baby New Year has retrograde amnesia though. So Big Baby New Year at some point is like, who are you? To Grimace, and Grimace is like, we had a relationship, and then that's when Santa Claus has to think about it. He's like, oh shit, this is my chance to get with the guy I wanted to be with in the beginning. Do I want to be with Big Baby New Year? Or do I want to really stick it out and see what I think about this Grimowitz fellow?
now, does he have a Boston accent? Is that
He could.
Baby New Year? I think he does. I think he does. Canonically,
okay? I
think
just
he
wanted to confirm.
So Big Baby New Year, he has feelings for this guy. He's looking at him, and he's just like, I don't know what the fucking deal is, but when I see him, my dick is so hot. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Santa and Big Baby New Year go on a date, and then and then this whole time, Big Baby New Year and Santa are really hitting it off. But Big Baby New Year, he have he have retrograde amnesia. So the whole time he's like, "Where the fuck are we?" And then he's also, suffering from intense radiation poisoning. So it date's just really fucking falling apart. And that's when you realize he found the right guy earlier with Grimowitz.
Damn. And then Nat, what happens? And brother, what's gonna happen to the Emperor?
Oh fuck!
Well, I think it's important to note that our big baby New Year is still technically brain dead because of the sacrifice he has made to have his body returned
Yeah.
to some degree of a proper form.
Yeah.
Essentially, his brains are mush.
Yeah.
Now,
Also, the radiation.
correct. Due to the retrograde amnesia, although Santa Claus and Baby Christmas, Baby New Year are hitting it off like two peas in a pod, knowing that he has a lack of memory, Dr. Manhattan and Grimace, who have fused into one being, as we all know, are still continuing to date Baby New Year. Okay, so it's essentially a fair Baby New Year, none the wiser, because he forgets every time. Okay, so that's important to know.
It's like
Now,
50 first dates with Baby New Year.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan and Grimace, they're having one of those situations where it's two minds in one body. Constantly have feuds. Dr. Manhattan gets a call from Mrs. Dr. Manhattan, who is, of course, Bethany Frankel from Real Housewives of New York. Now, she's like, "Where have you been? Where are you?" And he's like, "Hey, babe, give me 1 second." Puts on mute for a second, moves cosmic and nuclear matter into the ears of Santa Claus as well as Baby New Year so that he can freely have a loud, in public speakerphone conversation. They're none the wiser. And he's like, "Babe, don't worry, I'm coming home." He comes back into his own mind, has a conversation with Grimace. "Grimace, baby, I love you. We can't do this anymore. I got to go home to my wife." Grimace is like, No. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to make it all right." He squeezes really hard. Kind of a side note, blows the Emperor into pieces. Story arc closed. So
Wait, who's blown to pieces?
the Emperor.
Fuck yeah.
Because he remembered, right? And then they're like, "Who are we going to put in place to now lead feudal Japan?" And it's that Shiba Inu that was waiting at the train for the owner that never came back. The new Emperor of Japan.
It's a Shiba Inu. Revisionist history.
I mean, listen, I don't know what they taught you in middle school. I remember growing up in Boston, they're like, "Listen, their king is a dog." And
I was thinking that maybe that for the Emperor's story arc to close, then maybe it's you find out that Grimowitz he was actually the Emperor the whole time. And he was,
undercover
but he, not an undercover boss, more like a Roman holiday situation.
I'll tell you, kind of.
But it was gonna be called how the Emperor got his new groove back.
Yeah. I will say, kind of convenient considering the current climate that a Grimowitz was pulling the strings the whole time. Thank you very much, Nick.
He wasn't. He was pretending to be a Grimowitz the whole time.
Literally the only one who's allowed to make that joke.
Well, that's been Grimace around the horn. That's
Wait,
been.
Nat, you have 15 seconds to tie up what happens to Dr.
Oh,
Manhattan.
I thought.
Dr. Manhattan goes home to his wife. He takes Grimace and he takes Santa Claus and he goes, "Now kiss," and he puts them together. Baby New Year's like, "What's going on? What's going to happen?" They're like, "Buddy, you're brain dead. We gave up a long time ago." And that is the end of the story.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Grimace.
Merry Grimace.
TV sketch show, January 3rd, YouTube.